inequalities were given, and these were given for 5 marks. A simple statement, a single statement followed by 2 conclusions, rather than combining 2 to 3 different statements. Okay, a single statement given followed by 2 conclusions. Inequalities. Now, so this should be your first priority while solving your examination this week, and the next one after this one should be syllogisms. In this syllogisms also, only 2 or 3 statements were given followed by 2 conclusions. Either 2 statements or 3 statements followed by 2 conclusions were given, and possibilities were not there. Direct conclusions were given. Okay, definite conclusions. And this should be your next priority. First solve, starting with inequalities. Next one is syllogisms, and the next one, unlike the previous sessions, now this time the next priority should be for row arrangement, and the next one is for floor arrangement. After these 2, then directly go for the puzzles, and in total we have some 20 questions, isn't it? After this 20, then what else were given? Sequence were given, isn't it? Sequence means completely number sequence rather than letter, number and digit, isn't it? Letter, symbol and digit. Here it is completely given on only the numbers were given. Okay, hence this should be your next priority, because the way of asking the questions in this sequence has completely a little bit confuses. Okay, hence we are giving it as the fifth priority. First one, coded inequalities. Next one, syllogisms, row arrangement, floor arrangement, and the next one, sequence. In total, how many questions? 25 questions done. And afterwards, the next priority is for individual questions, 1 mark questions. How many individual questions were given? Individual questions, out of these 5 questions were given. Out of these 5 questions, 4 questions are very easy. Okay, just attempt those 4 questions rather than the 5th question. Now in the 5th question, some comparisons were given. Comparisons regarding their weight. This person is heavier than these 2 persons. X is heavier than Y and Z. Okay, and W is heavier than Y and V. Then who is the heaviest? Isn't it? Hence such type of questions were given. Hence there is little bit confusion is there. Hence no need to attempt that one. Hence apart from that, the remaining 4 are very easy. And what are the remaining 4? One is based on odd man out, letters odd man out. Okay, letter odd man out 1 is given. You can directly attempt this one. And next, that's also very easy. Next, directions given, and the direction is also very easy. Now the question is given like this: a person starting from here traveled 7 kilometers towards east. Next turn towards his left hand side and traveled for 9 kilometers. Again turn towards his left hand side, traveled for 7 kilometers. Now the question is about in which direction this person is moving. Okay, now in all the sessions only that question has given, hence final direction is asking. You can easily solve that one as well. And as of now, odd man out you can solve. Next one, word formation, how many such pairs that can be solved, and again directions can also be solved. And next one, what else were given here? Apart from these 3, that comparison is also given, but where's comparison? Please do not go for that comparison. Okay, and one more thing, the digit sequence is also given. That also you can easily solve this one. Hence 4, and your attempts out of this 5 must be around 4. Clear now? Then coming to next priorities. Next one is coding. Decoding should be the last priority, because the statements were very confusing. The 2, in one of the questions what happens, one question is, 2 conditions were satisfied in a single question. In usually what happens, we will check out only for 1 condition, but whereas in one of the question, 2 conditions were satisfied. Such type of questions were given. Hence, that should be the last priority. And the 2, the conditions were also given like this. And earlier, the first element, last element, we keep on checking out that. The first element is a vowel, the last one is a consonant, then interchange the codes of these 2. Or the codes for these 2 letters should be Z, and so on should be given. But whereas in one of the condition it is given as the second element is an odd digit, and the third and the fourth element is an even digit, then interchange the codes of these 2. Okay, rather than talking about the first element and the last element, now he is talking about the middle elements as well. Hence, coding and decoding seems to be easy, but whereas a little, okay, confusion is there in this one, isn't it? Hence, most of the students who have started their examination with coding and decoding last time ended up with 45 to 50 attempts, isn't it? The next one. And before this one, sequence. After this sequence, some word forming. Set of numbers. Do you know about those set of numbers? Earlier we discussed about set of numbers 436, 923, isn't it? 365, 789, isn't it? And 389, and so on. Some 5 numbers were given, then we keep on changing. If the first element and the second digit are interchanged, then what will be the next, and then which among the, okay, third to the left hand side, such type of questions were given. But whereas, rather than giving us numbers, now he has replaced those numbers with alphabets. Some words were given. Now again in the word, among those 5 words given, in every vowel, in every word, the middle letter is a vowel, if you observe that one or not. The middle letter is a vowel and the next 2 are consonants, hence most of the questions are based on vowel and consonant concept. Now here, in general, now this is one of the word, one. Now in this one, how the statements will be, the first letter and the third letters are interchanged. If the first and the third letters are interchanged, then how many, okay? If the first and the third letters are interchanged, then how many words will be in the same order? Okay? Will be in the same order. That means if the first and the third are interchanged, then all these words are arranged in the alphabetical order, then how many remain at the same place? That's what the exact question is. Clear? The first and the third, rather than giving us like this, first and the third letters are interchanged, now he has used this word. If the first letter is shifted to the next place to the second letter, what do you mean by this? Is the statement clear? First letter is shifted next to the second letter. Chala clear ga ichchadu. Observe chesaru. First letter is shifted to where? Next to the second letter. What is the next position to the second letter? Third letter. Now, sir, rather than giving it straightly, the first and the third letters are interchanged, he has used these statements as well. Hence, we must be very, okay, cautious regarding this one. Okay? Hence, that is the reason why I have kept this one here. Hence, this should be set of words. Set of words. Set of words means some 5 words will be given. Okay, this is the priority which you are supposed to follow in order to score at least 35 in the allotted 20 to 25 minutes. Clear now? Then let us discuss about the questions. Papers? Papers? Now see here. First write on this, then question number 1. Inequalities. How are we solving these inequalities? As question number 1, check out here everyone. K less than S equals to P greater than L equals to T greater than J. Isn't it? Now, rather than giving two different types of statements, he has given a single statement. Okay? Hence, please do not try to work out this one separately on a paper. Okay? Hence, not only this one, quant as well as reasoning, if you could able to solve, okay, without using pen and paper, then only you could able to score at least 65 to 70 attempts. If you started by using pen and paper, it has been drastically down to 55 to 60. And that means you are rewriting the exam question once again. Hence, it should not be the case. Then, how to solve this one? S and J. S and J greater than, that's it. This is how you are supposed to work out. Then second one, P and K. K is here, P is here, K less than P, P greater than. Hence, both one end. But as in the choices were not given like this. Each and every question individual choices. Okay? Only one is true, and either 1 or 2 is true, a choice 2, then both will be given, 2 will be given, neither will be given, jumbling will be given. Okay? Hence, there itself, we are spending some time on finding out the choices. Hence, we must be very spared, okay, while solving the questions. Then what is your answer here? Both is the answer. Then, what about question number 2? Yes, question number 2, any answer? Now in this one, X and Z, Z and V. Z is here, where is V? Now what is the element here? Greater than, hence Z greater than V is 2. And S greater than or equals to Y. Y is here, S is here, this is greater than, this is less than. Two opposite symbols, no relation. Hence only one. Then Z G, R and S. S is here, R is here, lesser than, S lesser than R means R greater than S. But whereas here it is given as lesser than S. Next one, G and R. G is here, R is here, greater than, this is lesser than, two opposite symbols, neither one nor two. It is choice 4. This is how to solve in your examination rather than writing it separately. Okay? Hence, then O and this one. R and W. Where is R? R is here, W is here. R equals to D. R is greater than or equals to W. But as here, what is given here? R equals to W. Is it equals to? R is greater than or equals to W, what we got. Hence, it can be either W is lesser than or equals to R. Then what we got here? R equals to W. W less than R. Individually, this cannot be true in all the cases. It cannot be true in all the cases. But as between these two, one must always follow. Then what is your answer here? Either 1 or 2, that is choice 3. Then question number 5, U and D. U is here, D is here, greater than, lesser than, two opposite symbols ruled out. Next one, Y and U. Where is Y and U? Y is here, U is here, two opposite symbols. Hence, what is your answer here? Neither. Okay? This is how to solve in your examination rather than writing the statement separately. Because a single statement has been provided rather than combination of 2 to 3 statements. Hence, I have seen most of the students are rewriting the statements. Okay? There itself, it takes some time. Hence, please do not do that one. Then question number 6 to 10. Question number 6 to 10. Whatever this question number 6 to 10. R and K. Where is R here? R is N. Isn't it? R is greater than O. Then where is K here? K is here. What is the element which is common between these two? W is common. Hence R greater than O. O equals to W. That means W greater than K. Or else work out here. If more than one statement is given, you are supposed to work out like this. Okay? Because last time he has given only single statement, maybe there is a chance for this time to give more than one statement. Hence if it is given like this, then greater than, it is 2. And N and B, what is the relation between N and B? B is here, N is here. What is the element which is common? We are not bothered about all the given elements. We are bothered about only the elements which we require, isn't it? Hence B and R and N. R is lesser than or equals to N. Element which is common is lesser than. B lesser than N is 2. N greater than B is 2. Then what is your answer here? Choice 5. Both choice 5. The next one. R and T. R is here, T is here. Greater than. R greater than T is 2. And P greater than or equals to O. O is here, P is here. This is greater than, this is lesser than, two opposite symbols. Maybe this time there is a chance of giving more than one statement and a single statement. Combination of these questions could also be given. Okay? Hence, this is the reason why we have used 2 statements and a single statement. The next one, what is your answer here? 1. 8th one, T and G. G less than R, R less than T. Hence, G less than T, G less than T, T greater than G. But whereas here T less than G, it is false. Then T and E. Now T and E, where is T and E here? R less than, and that means T greater than. T greater than R, R less than E. Then what is the relation here? No relation between, because 2 opposite symbols, neither 1 nor 2, choice 4. Then coming to this one. Now if you observe here, both the conclusions are regarding only 2 elements. Whenever both the conclusions are regarding only 2 elements, the possibility for either or is there, isn't it? Hence we should check out for either or. L and E. What about L and E? E is here, L is here, E is here. What is the element which is there here? Equal to. L greater than or equals to E. E lesser than or equals to L. Hence either lesser than or equals to, hence it is either or. Clear? Whenever the elements, whenever the conclusion regarding only 2 elements, we should always check out for either or case. Next one. I and N. I is here, N is here. This is lesser than, greater than, ruled out. Next one, T and I. Where is T? T is here, I is here. And A greater than T, that means T lesser than A. T lesser than A lesser than, and so on. Then what is your answer here? T lesser than A and T lesser than I is definitely true or not? Definitely true, that is choice 2. Okay? And so how much time will it take for you to complete this 5? At the most 2. Isn't it? Okay? Fine. Then 11 to 15. 11 to 15 is again this one. Will you work out these questions at your home? In the same way, this is for practice. Okay? This is how this paper has been designed. Some questions we will discuss and some questions will be for practice. Then syllogisms. Now in these syllogisms, again 3 statements or 2 statements were given, not more than that, but whereas only 2 conclusions were given. And at the same time, in all the sessions, wherein I have attended for 6 sessions, in none of these sections either or is answered. He has not given even a single question based on either or, and not even a single question based on possibility as well. Okay? Straight away questions. Then question number 1, any answer to this? Question number 1. All shoes are what? All shoes are lace. All shoes are lace. All shoes are lace, and no lace is sandal, no lace shoe and sandal. And all sandals are flat. All sandals are flat. Then what is the first conclusion? All shoes are flat, that is false. Second one, some flat are lace, some flat are lace, that's also false. Neither one nor two, so it's false. Okay? Then second one, some bags are basket, and this is a bag, and this is a basket. Some bags are baskets, some baskets are bottles, some baskets are bottles. Next one, all bottles are banned. All these bottles are banned. Now, sir, if you observe here, all the 3 statements, all the statements are what? Affirmative. As all the statements are affirmative, no negative conclusion can be drawn. If at all a negative conclusion is given, it can be make it as false while drawing the alternate diagram, isn't it? Hence, whenever all the statements are affirmative, negative conclusion cannot be drawn. If at all a negative conclusion has been given, we can make it as false by proving the alternate diagram. Hence, affirmative statements were there, one negative conclusion is there, a complementary pair is there, either or is the answer. Are you catching this one or not? All the statements are affirmative. One of the conclusions is given as a negative conclusion is given. As a negative conclusion is given, then what happens to this negative conclusion? Will that be followed? No, it cannot be followed. In the basic diagram, it will be true. But as I can make it as false in the alternate diagram, isn't it? As alternate diagram is proven, complementary pair is proven. Hence, either or is proven, isn't it? Hence, by seeing the conclusions, if all the statements are affirmative, complementary pairs were given in the conclusions, either or is the answer. Clear now? Directly you can go for either or. Then in this one, some bottles are baskets, bottle and basket is true or false? Yes, it is true. And all bottles are banned is a possibility. All the statements are affirmative, take it as a single diagram. Hence, both the conclusions followed, choice 5 is the answer. Done this? Then question number 3. Then in question number 3, some software or hardware. Some software or hardware. Next one, no hardware is malware. No hardware is malware. Then all malware are freeware. All malware are freeware. Then what is the first conclusion? Some software are not. Forget about these words definitely. Okay? Then some software are not malware. No software is a malware, hence some software are not malware is true. Hence, in order to make this one false, now why should prove? All software are malwares. All software are malwares means now this entire software should be malware. Is it possible? No, because these two should not be intersected. Hence what happens to this one? Alternate diagram cannot be proven. Okay, you can assess this one like this. Then what about the second one? Some freeware are not hardware. Some freeware are not hardware, that is true, isn't it? Hence, I should prove all freeware are hardware. Can I prove this one? If I prove this one, then what happens? My hardware should be like this. If I draw my hardware like this, then what happens? Statement will be invalid. Hence, both these conclusions, alternate diagram cannot be proven. Choice 5 is the answer. Clear now? Rather than coming back and drawing separately, you can draw on that conclusion as that time. Then question number 4, whatever this 4. All banks are PSUs. All these banks are PSUs. Next one, question number 5. All banks are PSUs. All these banks are PSUs. Next, what is the other statement here? All Mini Ratna are banks. All Mini Ratna are banks. Some PSUs are Navratna. Again, all the 3 statements are what? Affirmative. Then first one, all Mini Ratna are Navratna. That means affirmative, you can take it as a single diagram. Hence it is possible. Then what is the second one? All Mini Ratna are PSU. That is also true. Hence both the conclusions true. Hence choice 5 is done. Next one, all billionaires are millionaires. And no millionaire is rich. No millionaire is rich. And no rich is landlord. No rich is landlord. Now, so this rich should not be intersected with this one. This should not be intersected. Hence, it cannot be intersected with any one other remaining. Hence, no rich is for this one will always be true. Some not is also true. Isn't it? Then what is your answer here? Conclusions. What are the conclusions given here? Some billionaire are not rich. Some billion. Isn't it? Whether true or false? Definitely true. No need to draw the alternate diagram at all because this should not be intersected with this one at all. Then what is the next one? No millionaire is landlord. Millionaire and landlord. Now this landlord can be drawn like this. Hence this is false. Then what is your answer here? Only one is the answer. Clear? How much time are you taking to solve this one? At the most 3 minutes. Isn't it? Not more than that. Okay? You can easily solve. But whereas the only thing is, you are not supposed to, okay, nervous or tense or into ఉండకూడదు. అక్కడ ఏమైపోతుంది క్వశ్చన్ చూసి ఇలా ఇలా అంటున్నారు మీరు. Okay, reading that one and working like this, reading this one and working, that means you yourself are panicking. But not by the question, but whereas by your, okay, status at that time. కనుక చాలా జాగ్రత్తగా ఉండాలండి. కూల్గా చేసుకోండి. ప్రశాంతంగా కూల్గా ఉండండి. Each and every question can be solved. Out of this 40, if some 35 minutes were allotted to this one, you can definitely score 40 out of 40 in this case. 35 minutes. But whereas our time is not 40, 35 minutes. Our time is only 20 minutes. Hence now we should decrease this one. 32 to 35 is a very good score. Easily scoreable that too. 32 is very, okay, you can easily achieve. But as 35 is okay in just 20 minutes. In the remaining, you will cover in what? Quant session. In that quant session, again number series is easy. Out of those 5 questions, you can definitely solve 4 questions in that number series. And next one, simplifications were very easy. Isn't it? Next, simplifications were easy. And this is easy, fine, 10, 5 plus 10, 15. Next one, DI is very easy. DI. That means, how many marks? 5 plus 10 plus 5. 5 plus 10 plus 5, 20. Then afterwards, number series. Number series 4. First priority is for number series. Okay? Out of those 5, you can easily solve 4 questions. And only one is what? It is based on some combination. That's where you have left that one. And a difference of n square minus 1, n square plus is given. That's where most of the students left the question. Or else, 4 questions are easily solved. Next one in DI, 3 to 4. And then next simplifications, you can easily solve 10 out of 10 in that. Then again, next one, out of the simplifications in total 15. Isn't it? 15 questions. 15 questions, 10 is our target. And the next one is what? Individual questions. From there where your problem has started. Hence, never start this individual at the beginning. Okay? And again, number series. Next one, simplification, DI, then come for this one. If at all, if you have some time, then come back to reasoning and spend some 2 to 3 minutes, you can easily solve 3 to 4 questions in that. Okay? Rather than, okay, sticking to that individual type of questions. And that individual type of questions were also very difficult. Okay? Because I have seen some of the questions given in this one. Now, if water and milk were mixed, again something is taken from this one, again one thing is mixed, then what is the ratio between the first one and the third one? Such type of questions were given. And again, A and B have started their work. A is work and this one. Pipes and systems. In this pipes and systems, what happens? One tap is filling, okay? And its rate is given. And another one is emptying, that rate is also given. After half an hour, okay, if all these 3, if it is half filled, then after half an hour, if all the 3 were simultaneously open, then how much time will it take in order to fill that one? Such type of questions, lengthy type of questions were given. Hence, please do not, okay, get into the trap of that one, okay? Next one. Then coming to 6 to 10. Now in this question number 6 to 10. Yes, what about question number 6? 6 to answer. Question number 6. Yes, any answer to this? Start solving this one. All parties are dining. All party are picnic. Yes, any answer to this one? All parties are dining. Neither. All parties are dining. Next one, no dining is venue. No dining is venue. All venues are picnic. This is picnic and this is party. Then all party are picnic, is it true? No. Some picnic are dining, is it true? Some picnic are dining, no. Hence, what is your answer here? Neither one, not. because negative statements and these two are affirmative conclusions. Next one, some IGBT are MOS fit and some this one are priced and all priced are what? CH. This is what the information given. And some TRM is true and all the statements are affirmative, hence we can make it as possible. Then what is your answer here? 5 is the answer. Then question number 8, 9 and 10. Now in this question numbers 8 and 9, what is 8th one here? Some rectifiers are inverters. Some of the rectifiers are inverters. Next, no inverter is converter, and all converters are generators. Basic diagram. Then some rectifiers, and this is some rectifiers are not converters. Some rectifiers are not converters, isn't it? That means now I should prove all rectifiers are converters. All rectifiers are converters means rectifier must be here. If I draw my rectifier, some rectifiers are inverters, that will be false. Hence what happened to this one? This will be true for us. This is how to check out this alternate diagram rather than drawing a separate alternate diagram. Then what is the second conclusion here? Some generators are not inverters. No generator is an inverter, hence some generators are not inverters means now I should prove all generators are inverters. Is it possible? Now inverter is like this. Then in order to make this one true, then my inverter should be like this, and it is not possible to draw this. Hence what happens here? Both the conclusions will be true forever. And 9th one. What about question number 9? 9th one. All papers are document. All these papers are document. And all certificates are papers. All certificates are papers. All certificates are papers. All papers are documents. Then some documents are news. All the three statements are affirmative once again. Then first one. All certificates are news is a possibility. Possibility as it is possible. All certificates are not. All certificates are not documents, isn't it? All these certificates are not documents. Is it true or false? As of now it is true. Now can we make it as false or not? All the statements are affirmative, we can make it as false. Then what is your answer here? Only one is gone. Clear now? And this is about question number 9. Then 10th one. Then question number 10. All conductors are millionaires. All these conductors are what? All conductors are millionaires. No resistor is inductor. No resistor. And no inductor is conductor. No inductor and this conductor, and no inductor is conductor as well. Isn't it? Then what happened to this one? Some conductors are not inductors. Some conductors are not inductors. Definitely true forever, because these two should not be intersected at all. And no millionaire is a capacitor. No million is a capacitor. Is there any capacitor here? And this is a conductor. If you take this is a conductor, no million is conductor, that's also false. Hence only one follows is the answer 10. Clear now? Can you work out these 10 questions now? Now the first one we have checked out with what? Inequalities. That should be your first priority. Please solve those type of questions after going to your home. Okay? At least some 30 to 40 questions. Or the recently we have given those papers, clerical papers. In these clerical papers you have these inequalities. Work out all the papers. Okay? That model. All at a time. Rather than working out first paper, second paper, third paper. First, take 10 papers. In all those 10 papers, inequalities together. Then syllogisms together. Number series very, very important in these 10 papers, because from those 10, at least some 3 to 4 questions were repeated. Okay? Those logics will be there in that one. And so please solve those questions as well. All the simplifications in all the 10 papers at a time. This is how to prepare for the next 2 to 3 days. Okay? The next one. 11 to 15 is for homework. Then start working out this. Question numbers, puzzles, as it is given in the examination. Not even a single element has been changed in this. Okay? Except the questions. Chirpemantara? Motham teeseyamantaru chirpemantara. Start working out this. 7 persons. Who are the 7 persons? O, P, Q, R, S, T and U are seated in a row, facing north, not necessarily in the same order, isn't it? And Q sits second to the right of P. Start writing this. Q sits second to the right of P. Q is seated second to the right of P. Raskuntunnaru leda? Q Q seated second to the right of P. The next one, 2 persons in between Q and T. Q persons in between Q and T. Neither Q nor T is at any extreme end of the row. That is the third statement. R sits second to the left of U. R does not sit adjacent to T, and more than 2 persons sit in between R and O. S is not a neighbor of O. Sunday second slot exam. Okay? Then start working on this. S. How many persons are there? 7 persons. Start. Make it fast. I'll check out how much time will it take, okay, for you to solve this one. Is done? Completed? What is the order you got? Those who have completed, please come out with this one. P, R, Q, U, S, T, O. Fine. Already finalized. P, R, Q, U, S, T, O. As done, everyone? Fine. The same level of difficulty we can expect in the next week as well. Okay? Hence, after these two, now we are giving the priority to this one because row is very easy. Has completed everyone? Still working on this. Okay? 7 persons. As how to solve these questions? And so many persons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are there. And out of which Q sits second to the right of P. Q is seated second to the right of P. As from where we can start this one? Q is seated second to the right of P. Write down separately rather than putting it anywhere. Q sits second to the right of P. 2 persons in between Q and T. 2 persons in between Q and T can be like this, or Q, 2 persons in between Q and T can be like this. And so many possibilities? 2 possibilities. Next one. And neither Q nor T is an extreme end of the row. Q and T cannot be here, and Q and T cannot be here. As Q and T cannot be here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it possible? This case. Hence, we should start from this one only, because you cannot take P at this place. If you take P at this place, then P blank Q blank blank T will be the answer. It should not be the case. Hence, we cannot start with this one straight away. Hence, P blank Q blank blank T. Isn't it? Then, R sits second to the left of U. Whatever this R is seated second to the left of U. As R is seated second to the left of U, this is one possibility, and this is the other possibility. R seated second to the left of U, and R does not sit adjacent to T. And R and T are not seated adjacent to each other. Hence, R cannot be in these 2 places. As R cannot be in these 2 places, can R be here? Can R be here? If R is here, then U must be here, which is ruled out. Hence, R here, then U is here. Then, S is not, R does not sit more than 2 persons between R and O. More than 2 persons in between R and O can be either here or here. Out of which, if you take O at this place, how many persons are in between R and O? Only 2. But as more than 2 means 3 or 4, isn't it? Hence, O cannot be here, then the other person will be here. Clear now? And this is what it was given in the examination. Now, here, this notation created many confusion in the students. More than 2 means we should take either 3 or 4. Okay? Need not necessarily be 3 only. There could be some other possibility wherein 4 can also happen, more than 2. Then, as done with this, then the next one. Write on this. Now start solving this one. And this is again given as it is in the examination. Yes, can everyone see this one? Now 7 persons, H, I, J, K, L, M and N, stay on 7 floors of a building. The bottom floor is floor number 1, the floor above 1 is floor number 2 and so on. No need to read the entire information. Okay? How you are supposed to read this information? 7 persons. Who are those? H, I, J, K, L, M. Write down this. Whether, now check out whether all the 7 persons are given in a sequence or not. First one check cheyavalsindi floor arrangement. Fine. Next one, 7 persons. Who are those 7? H2N. H2N. Write down. Check out whether any letter, any element is missing out in between these or not. H, I, J, K, L, M is directly given. But in some other cases, what happens? H, I, J, L, M, and O will be given. K will be eliminated. Now we should check out whether all the elements are given in a sequence or not. Okay? Then H2N. Then what happens here? Floor. Then how this floor has been arranged? Whether the bottom is 1 or not, check out. Okay, no need to read the entire information. Bottom is 1, above 1 is 2 and so on. That's it. No need to read the first information at all. Then 8, 7. How many persons are there? 7 persons. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whenever floor is given, always write like this rather than in the horizontal way. Clear now? Then start working out this. Then Then 7 persons stay on 7 floors of a building. Bottom floor is floor number 1, the floor above floor is floor number 2 and so on till the topmost floor is floor number 7. Okay? Then J lives on an odd number floor above floor 3 as it is given in the examination, that notation. Now in the second slot he has used this term, and in the first slot he has given us A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, out of which C lives on an even number floor below floor number 6. That's what the difference between morning and evening. Morning, floor number 6 below floor number 6. And evening, above floor number 3, odd number. Odd and even were interchanged. That's only the difference between these two. Rest everything is one and the same. Okay? Then work out this one. Fine. This is how you are supposed to work in your examination with such a speed and accuracy. అయిపోతుంది మీరు చెక్ చేసుకుని మీకే అయిపోతుంది within 20 minutes comfortably without any pressure. కంగారు పడకుండా ఈజీగా సాల్వ్ చేయొచ్చు 25-30. కొంతమంది చూసా చూడగానే స్టార్టింగ్ ఏం చేస్తారు, న్యూమరికల్ ఎబిలిటీకి వెళ్ళిపోయారు. స్ట్రాంగ్ ఉండొచ్చు, బట్ ఇట్ వాజ్ నాట్ దట్ మచ్ స్ట్రాంగ్ యాజ్ దిస్ వన్. ఈజీలీ సాల్వ్. అక్కడికి వచ్చే టైంకి ఏమైపోతుందంటే ఈగో క్లాస్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. నాకు ఈ క్వశ్చన్ రాదని ఒక క్వశ్చన్ పట్టుకుని ఉండిపోతాం 3 to 4 minutes. అవునా కదా? ఇంత క్వాంట్ చేసా నాకే నన్ను అల్లరి పెడుతుందని ఏం చేస్తాం, దాని మీద 3 to 4 minutes వేస్ట్ చేస్తాం. ఓకే, నౌ వీఆర్ నాట్ సపోజ్ టు చెక్ అవుట్ అవర్ this one, and we should always check out for what are the questions that will definitely gives you mark in less time. అది మనం చెక్ చేసుకోవాలి ఇప్పుడు ఎగ్జామ్. మొత్తం సెట్ ఆఫ్ పేపర్స్ అండి, ఇది ఒక పేపర్ కాదు, మీరు ఒక రోజు కాదు 3 రోజులు చేయాలి ఇవి. ఓకే, now in total how many questions were there in this? Now before going to the examination also please work out this paper for at least 2 to 3 times, okay, and go to the examination, because it's the same type of questions were given. Whether you can solve that one or not, it is immaterial, but as soon as you see the question, okay, 50% it is confirmed, yes, we got the same question. Okay, that confidence will definitely gives you 5 marks. ఆ కాన్ఫిడెంట్ తో చేస్తారు. అదే కొత్త క్వశ్చన్ సెపరేట్ గా వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, సెకండ్ డల్ అయిపోతారు. Okay, hence please go through this paper at least for 2 to 3 times. Okay, then done with this, then what is the answer you got here? S. What is the answer you got? J H K L M I N. Check out whether the conditions are satisfied or not. Okay, now sir, in this one the questions are also a little bit tricky. The number of persons above H is equal to the number of persons below I. The number of persons, how many persons are, the number of persons above J is equal to the number of persons below N. How many persons, such persons were there? That's what he has given in the question. What is the answer here? Most of the students left that one. The number of persons above J equals to the number of persons below N. Then how many persons are there? That's what the question is. How many persons? No one. No one is the answer. అది చేయలేదు ఎవరు. 2-3 సార్లు చదివారు ఎక్కడ మిస్ అయిపోయామనేసి. Okay? And now here. Puzzle is easy, but the question, way of asking the question has been changed a little bit. అక్కడ మీరు కొద్దిగా జాగ్రత్తగా పట్టుకోవాలి. Clear now? And this is about the floor. Then let us solve the remaining questions. Row arrangement. Yes, row arrangement, the first 5 I already done. Next, start solving question number 6 to 10 in this one. 6 to 10. Those who haven't received the papers, okay, please look at this one, 6 to 10. Study the following information carefully. How many persons are there? 7 persons, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, sitting in a row facing north, not necessarily in the same order. Now see here. In this one, the new notation, what it is clearly given this time is, number of persons in between A and C is equals to the number of persons in between B and D. Chala mani chusuntaru. Okay, that notation is clearly, not in this one, in general, in all the stage of the examinations. Okay, number of persons in between 2 persons is equals to the number of persons between and the 2 persons is given. Inkoti ela ichadu cheppandi, number of persons in between these 2 persons A and B is 1 lesser than the number of persons between C and D. Ala vaadadu. Again in the floor arrangement, number of persons above C equals to the number of persons below G. Isn't it? ఆ నోటేషన్లు చాలా ఉన్నాయండి సార్, కొద్ది జాగ్రత్తగా చూసుకోవాల్సినవి. ఓకే, ఎస్. నెక్స్ట్ వన్, రో అరేంజ్మెంట్. వాట్ ఈస్ దిస్ రో అరేంజ్మెంట్ హియర్? 7 persons A to G. All these were given in a stretch A to G. In a row, not facing north. G sits third to the right of D. Chestara? G is third to the right of D. Done? Yes, so how many persons have completed this? Please raise your hands quick. Fine, fine. Inga. Okay, consider this as your examination. Please try to make it fast. Exam lo chesinattu cheyali ika. Papers already inka. Okay, meanwhile work out this one. 7 persons A, B, C, D, E, F and G sit in a row facing north, not necessarily in the same order. G sits third to the right of D. Neither A nor B is at any end of the row. That is clearly given. A and B cannot be at the end. And more than 2 persons sit between A and D. More than 2 persons in between A and D. C sits second to the left of B. C is seated second to the left of B. Number of persons seated in between E and F is same as those seated in between C and E. Clear? That means if 1 person is in between E and F, between C and D there must be 1 person. If 2 persons in between E and F, 2 persons must be in between C and D. If 3 in between E and F, 3 must be in between C and D, and so on. Isn't it? Now see, if you observe here the last statement, number of persons seated in between E and F is same as those seated between C and E. E and F is given, C and E is given, isn't it? Now, how many members he has covered? 4 members. Out of which how many different persons are there? Only 3 different persons. So are those C, E and F. That means E is common. As E is common, E must be in between C and F. Adi manam first fix chesi ayipoyindi. E must be in between C and F, but because this E is common between C and E, this E is common between E and F, and this E must be in between C and F. Whether to the left hand side or right hand side is not specified, we can arrange that one. Okay? చెప్పండి, అయిపోయిందా? పాసిబిలిటీలు పెరిగిపోతున్నాయి అవునా కదండి ఫ్రెండ్స్. నౌ సి వన్ ఆఫ్ ద క్వశ్చన్ హెస్ గివెన్ సమ్ 4 పాసిబిలిటీస్. స్టార్టింగ్ చేసుకుంటే 4 అలా ఎలిమినేట్ చేసుకుంటూ వచ్చారు. The entire paper is based on mind game. Puzzle seems to be very, okay, small puzzle, but with the way of asking the question and the way of giving the statements were completely changed. Maripen. As done with this? చెప్పండి, అవ్వలేదు ఇంకా? అయిపోయి స్ట్రక్ అయిపోయారు అక్కడ. As what is the order you got in this? C, D, B, E, C, D, B, E, G, A, F. C, D, B, E, G, A, F is the order. C, D, B, E, G, A, F. చేస్తున్నారు లేదా అందరూ? C, D, B, E, GAF is the order in which these 7 persons were seated. As how you got this one? From where we have started this. Chappan ela solve chesaru. Now starting with what? Now in total there are some 7 persons, isn't it? 7 persons seated in a row facing north. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 persons. And G sits third to the right of D. G is third to the right of D. Hence, G third to the right of D. Rather than, placing here, write down separately. G sits third to the right of D. Neither A nor B is at any end of the row. A and B cannot be in these 2 places, isn't it? A and B cannot be here. Next one. More than 2 persons between A and D. Between A and D, how many persons? Greater than 2. That means 3 or 4 in between A and D. As between A and D more than 3 or 4, A cannot be in this place, isn't it? If A and then 2 persons more than 2 in between A and D. C sits second to the left of B. C is seated second to the left of B. C sits second to the left of B. Number of persons in between E and F. Number of persons in between E and F equals to what? Equals to the number of persons between E and C. C and E and C and E. Hence, between C and E and this one, number of persons is the same. Then how to start with this one? Then can we start with this one D directly? Now, sir, if you take this D at this place, if D is at this place 1, 2, 3, isn't it? Minimum 3 persons should be there. Hence, A must be here. If A is here, between D and A there are 3 persons. If there are 3 persons in between D and E, then whatever this D is, third to the left of G, isn't it? This information we have used, then whatever this one C and B. What is the only possibility? Is there any possibility for this one? No possibility. Hence that is ruled out. Isn't it? Because C is second to the left of B. If B is here, C must be here. B is here, C must be here. Hence B is here, C must be here. Hence it is false, not false. Hence this is completely ruled out. Then what is the other case? D. If D is here, then how many persons in between D and G? D and A and D. A and D either 3 or 4. Isn't it? Either 3 or 4. 1, 2, 3. First we are starting with 3. 4 is not possible because A cannot be here. Isn't it? Hence D and A were finalized. If D and A are finalized, D is third to the left of G. And then C and B. Whatever this C and B, where should this C and B? C and B must be here. And E is in between these 2. E is here. Between C and E 2, between, that's it. అయిపోయిందా? చెప్పండి ఎంత టైం పట్టింది? ఫస్ట్ పాసిబిలిటీని రూల్ అవుట్ చేసాం, వెంటనే ఫిక్స్ అయిపోయింది. Clear now? Rather than directly representing the information here, first write the information, then start representing them. Clear now? Then work out the next one. చేయవలసిందే ఈరోజు మీరు. Yes, next 11 to 15. Here how many persons? Again 7 persons. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Number of persons standing between C and E is 2 more than the number of persons between B and C. 2 more than B and C. E is third from the right end and is third to the right of F. Very, very important information. From here you can start this. Because whatever this person is third from the right end, that is fixed. And this person is third to the right of F. F is also fixed. E is fixed, F is fixed, isn't it? Then, now we can take the remaining information. How many statements were there? Only 3 statements, very small budget. Done with this? Yes, what is the answer you got? Those who have completed, please come out with the choices. Or the order. 11 to 15. చెప్పండి, ఇక్కడే టెన్షన్ పడుతున్నారు మీరు. 2 నిమిషాలు కంగారు పెట్టేయడానికి. అవునా కదా? ఎగ్జామ్లో చాలా ప్రెజర్ ఉందండి. ఓకే, సిఎఫ్ జీబీ ఈఏడి, సిఎఫ్బిజి ఈఏడి, సిఎఫ్జిబి ఈఏడి ఇస్ ద ఆర్డర్. అందరికి వచ్చిందా? CF, GB, EAD is order. Yes? Done everyone? చెప్పండి అందరూ చేశారా లేదా? Wrong unda? No, sir. What is wrong here? Now, number of persons standing between C and A is 2 more than the number of persons between B and C. Between B and C, how many are there? 2. Then between C and A, how many are there? 4. Number of persons in between C and A is 4, is 2 more than the number of persons B and C. Between B and C there are 2 persons. Between C and A there are 4 persons. Number of persons in between C and A is 2 more than this one. Whether the statement is valid or not, first statement done. Then A is 2 more than this one. And E is third from the right hand. That's also fine. And is third to the right of F. E is third to the right of F. E is third to the right of F. Then neither G nor A is at any extreme. G and A are not at the extreme. సరిపోయింది కదా? ఎక్కడ ప్రాబ్లం అన్నారు? Whether all the statements are valid or not? The statements are valid. Okay? అందుకే ఎక్కడి నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి మనం? E is third from the right hand. This is how you are supposed to start this. 5, 6, 7. E is third from the right hand. And is third to the right of F. Third to the right of F. 1, 2, 3, third to the right of F. Next one. Is third, and neither G nor A is at any extreme. G and A cannot be at these 2 places. G and A cannot be at these 2 places. Isn't it? Then what else is left over here? E is third from the right hand. This one. Number of persons seated between C and A. C and A and B and C. Then who must be in between these? 7. C and A, B and C. C and A and B and C. Then what about this C and A? C and A must be more than this one. More than what? More than B and C. Isn't it? More than B and C. Then if C is at any place of this one, 2 more than is not at all possible. Isn't it? If you take C at any place, then if you take C and A is plus 2. And B and C is X. If you take this must be X plus 2 is the difference. Isn't it? If you take C at this place, if you take B at any place, then how many persons are there? No person. We cannot place this one. If you take B at this place, how many persons in between B and C? 1. Hence between C and A, there must be how many persons? 3 persons. Isn't it? 1, 2, 3. A can be here. This is one of the possibilities. But whereas A cannot be here. Hence C cannot be at any one of the centers. Clear now? Hence C must be here. If C is at this place, then what happened to this one? Then the difference between C and A must be the maximum. And A cannot be at this place. Hence A is here. If A is here in between these 2, 4 persons. And the next one must be in between these 2 persons. Who is that person? B must be. And G cannot be at this place, G will be here. And the other person will be at that place. And from this one, okay? Now, so the entire concept is based on why C cannot be at the center. Clear now? Done with this? The next one, 16 to 20. Change inko settlement. 7 friends. 7 friends D, E, F, G, H, I, J are sitting in a row facing north. F and H are not adjacent to each other, isn't it? Maybe this time there is every chance of getting towards south as well. All the persons facing south. వచ్చే ఛాన్స్ అయితే ఉంది, మీరు షాక్ అయితే అవ్వాల్సిన పని లేదు. ఓకే, 7 friends D, E, F, G, H, I and J are sitting in a row facing towards north. F and H are not adjacent to each other. F and H are not adjacent to each other. As many people sit to the left of F as to the right of H. As many persons sit to the left of F is to the right of H. What do you mean by this one? Now, sir, this is how to represent the data, because we cannot write the entire information once again, isn't it? Number of persons to the left of F is equals to right of whom? Right of H. As many people to the left of F is right of H. Right of H. This is how to represent the data. If one person is to the left of F, one is to the right of H. Two persons to the left of F, two is to the right of H. Three to the left of F, three to the right of H. Four to the left of F, and four to the right of H, and so on. Clear? Then completed this? Start working out. Fine. Then what is the order you got here? Now, sir, from this statement, what can you infer? Number of persons to the left of F equals to the number of persons to the right of H. What can you infer from this statement? Cheppandi em ardhamaindi meeku? Number of persons to the left of F equals to the number of persons to the right of. The same condition can also be given in the floor arrangement. Number of persons above F equals to the number of persons below H. Isn't it? It's a chance. Danni ee vidhanga teesukovali. Now, sir, number of persons to the left of F is equal to the number of persons to the right of this one, which implies that these two persons must be at equidistant from either end. Isn't it? At equidistant from either end means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If F is here, how many persons to the left of F? 0. Then number of persons to the right of H will be 0. One person from the left, one to the right. Or if F is here, one to the left, then H will be here. Second left to second right. Third left to third right. Fourth left to fourth right. And fourth left is not possible because only 7 persons. Middle position is not possible. Or if F is here, then what happens here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Then H will be here. If F is here, H will be here, and so on. Hence F for H, this is how this will again be used in floor arrangement. Number of persons above F equals to the number of persons below floor arrangement. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If F is here, below F there is 0, above H will be 0. If F is here, below F there is 1, above H there will be 1, and so on. Hence these two persons must be at equidistant from either end. Our condition is not as okkadu gurtupeట్టుకొని సరిపోతుంది. Clear now? Then 16 to 20 done, everyone? 16 to 20. 7 చేశారా లేదా ఇంకా? 16 to 20. Then what is the order you got here? J, H, G, 16 to 20. J, H, G, D, J, H, G, D, I, F, E. Now this is the order in which these 7 persons were seated. Now see here. As many people to the left of F. How many persons are to the left of F? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 persons to the left of F. 5 persons to the left of F. 5 persons to the right of H. Number of persons to the left of F is 5. Number of persons to the right of H is 5. Number of persons to the left of is equal to the number of persons to the right of. Then again, as many people, and J sits third to the left of D. J is seated third to the left of D. Isn't it? Condition is valid or not? Next one, E is not adjacent to D. E and D are not adjacent to each other. I sits second to the right of G. I is seated second to the right of G. Okay? I is seated second to the right of G. G is to the immediate neighbor of H. G is the immediate neighbor of H. G, who is to the immediate neighbor of H? D is not at any extreme end. Isn't it? E is not at any extreme end. This is the order in which these 7 persons were seated. Now, sir, what is the main information here? J to the left of D, isn't it? And I is to the right of G. G is to the immediate neighbor of H. By combining these two, you will get the order. Question number 18. Who sits second to the left of the one? Who is third from the right end? Who is third from the right end? Who is third from the right end? I is third from the right end. I is third from the right end. Who sits second to the left of this person? G is the answer. G choice 4. Combination of two persons. Okay? Earlier in the mundu ela adigadu who is third from the right end adigadu. But here it is not about the third from the right end, but we are second to the third person from the right end. Okay? And this is about 16 to 20. And one more set of 5 questions for you. Sending of 5 only. 21 to 25. Yes, whether everyone got the papers or not? Not at least. question numbers 21 to 25. Work out this one. Here, if you observe here, the elements were not given in a sequence, isn't it? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, L, M, N, O, P, Q. In that way, it is not given. Different elements. W, T, L, E, C, D, and P. In case ఈ విధంగా ఇస్తే మీరు ఎలా రాసుకోవాలి? ఎలిమెంట్స్ అన్ని రాసుకోవాలి. Okay? But as you cannot scroll the, okay, this one from top to bottom. Hence, first we should write the information. 7 professionals are standing in a row. The number of persons standing between E and D is 1 lesser than the number of persons standing between E and L. If E and D is 2, E and L must be 3. If in between E and D is 1, E and L must be 2. E and D is 2, E and L is 3. E and D is 3, E and L must be 4, and so on. The number of persons standing between E and D is 1 lesser than the number of persons between E and L. E and D మధ్యలో ఎంతమంది అయితే ఉన్నారో వాళ్ళేంటి E and L కన్నా ఒకటి తక్కువ అంటున్నాడు. క్లియర్? Again, more than 1 person between T and C. That means either 2 persons or 3 persons or 4 persons. More than 1 person between T and C. Neither C nor T is not adjacent to. Neither C nor T is adjacent to D. It is not. Neither C nor T is adjacent to D. Okay, forget about that not. Neither C nor T is adjacent to D. Neither C nor T is adjacent to D. E stands at one of the extreme ends of the row. Okay? From this, you can start the information. E stands at one of the extreme ends of the row, and D stands second to the left of W. Neither W nor T at the extreme end. P does not stand exactly at the middle of the row. P is not exactly at the middle of the row. Has done this. Has done this one? అందరూ చేశారండి? Now question numbers 21 to 25. As what is the order we got here? EDP, DL, WC. EDP, DL, WC. EDP, DL, WC. Now here the elements were not in a sequential order, isn't it? EDP, DL, WC. Now how many W, T, L, E, C, D and P are seated in a row facing north? Now let us check out the conditions once again. Then the number of persons between E and D. How many are there in between E and D? Yes, how many are there? 2 persons. Is 1 lesser than the number of persons in between E and L. How many are in between E and L? 3. E and D is 2. E and D is 1 lesser than. These 3 are not, as the first statement is valid. Next one. More than 1 person between T and C. Between T and C, 3 persons. Isn't it 4 persons? Hence more than 1, that's also valid. And neither C nor T is adjacent to D. D is here. Neither C nor T. C and T are not adjacent to this one, that's also valid. And E stands at one of the extreme ends of the row. Isn't it? D stands second to the left of W. D is seated second to the left of W. W and T are not at the extreme. E and C are at the extreme. P does not sit exactly at the middle. D is at exactly middle of the row. Clear now? Now after going to your home, please practice this. Okay? Papers for 5 to 6 different times. Saripotundi manaki. For reasoning, these questions were enough for your preparation. Done with this 21 to 25 and one more 26 to 30. Question numbers 26 to 30. చేస్తారండి ఫ్లోర్ అరేంజ్మెంట్కి వెళ్ళిపోదామా? Saying 26 to 30. ఫ్లోర్కి వెళ్ళిపోదామా? మేక్ ఇట్ ఫాస్ట్ దెన్. ఇదే టైం లిమిట్ పెట్టుకోండి. టైం లిమిట్ పెట్టుకొని చేసుకోండి, స్టార్ట్ చేయండి. 3 minutes is the time we can allot for this one. Then 26 to 30. And who are the persons here? K, L, M, N, O, P and Q. All the 7 members standing in a row. K to Q. Then N sits second to the left of Q. N is seated second to the left of Q. Neither M nor P is at any extreme end of the row. Okay? Now this information is regularly given. Neither 2 persons are seated at the extreme ends. Q does not sit at any end. 3 persons were not at the ends. Who are those 3? M cannot be at the end, P cannot be at the end, Q cannot be at the end. M sits second to the right of L. 2 persons in between M and P. N does not sit adjacent to P. More than 2 persons in between N and K. More than 2 persons in between N and K. As now I hope everyone got the papers. As 26 to 30. K, L, M, N, O, P and Q. N sits second to the left of Q. N is seated second to the left of Q. And N sits second to the left of Q. Tell me whether N can be at the left extreme or not, starting from that place. M and P cannot be here. Q does not at any end. M sits second to the right of L. 2 persons in between M and P. As done? Good. Yes, what is order? 26 to 30. Yes, LN MQ OPK. LN MQ OPK. LN MQ OPK. And this is order. As those who have completed, please check out with this one. LNMQ OPK. Then check out the statements once again. N sits second to the left of Q. N is seated second to the left of Q, isn't it? Next one, neither M nor P is at any extreme end of the row. K and L are at the extremes, but not M and P. And M sits second to the right of L. M is seated second to the right of L. And two persons in between M and P. Q and O are the two persons in between M and P. N does not sit adjacent to P. N and P are not adjacent to each other. And more than two persons in between N and K. More than how many persons are there? 4 persons. Hence more than 2 persons in between N and K. Clear? Then question number 29. Who sits second to the left of N? Who is seated second to the left of N? No one. Okay, no one is seated second to the left of N because N himself is at the second position. Okay, there is only one person seated second to the left of N, that is L. Clear now? And this is about row arrangement. Please work out this row arrangement, okay, after going to your home at least for 3 to 4 times. By which, because the statements, you can be, okay, familiar with those statements and the way of asking those statements rather than the questions. Next one. Question number 31 to 35, already done this one, floor arrangement. Then 36 to 40. Now only 2 sets were given. One is of row arrangement 7 persons and another one this floor arrangement again 7 persons. 36 to 40. Start working out this one. 36 to 40. 7 girls P, Q, R, S, T, U and V live in a building on different floors from bottom to top, such as ground floor is numbered 1 and top floor is numbered 7 and so on. No need to read the entire information. First identify how many floors, how many persons, whether the bottom is at the first floor or not. Okay? Just reconfirmation that. And afterwards start working on this. And Q lives on an even number floor below floor number 6. Then what will be the possibility for this Q? Either second or the fourth one. Then check out how many persons are below this Q. If there are more than one person, then Q cannot be at the second place. Clear? Then 36 to 40. Has done 36 to 40? 36 to 40. Yes, what is order? చెప్పడానికి ఎవరు అవ్వలేదా? అందరూ అయిపోయిందా? Yes, so how many students could able to do this one? Please raise your hand. 36 to 40. సగం ఎత్తుతున్నారు, ఇంకా సగం అయిందా అయిపోయింది మొత్తం? 36 to 40. ఆ స్పీడ్ ఉండాలండి ఎగ్జామ్లో కూడా, వచ్చేస్తుంది డెఫినెట్గా. Yes, 36 to 40. What is order here? VRS QP UT. VRS QP UT. And that is the very basic reason why I am not explaining how to solve this one, isn't it? The puzzles were very small. Only thing what we can able to do is, okay, working on with this speed. VRS QP UT. And this is about 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Are the 7 floors. 7 floors, VRS QP UT. Then what is the information here? Q lives on an even number floor below floor 6. Then who is that person? Q. Either Q can be on the second or the fourth, out of which Q is on the fourth floor. Next one, two persons in between Q and T, two in between Q and T. Then four persons live between U and V. This is okay, very very important information. First, we should always start with this information only. Most of the students left this one because they have started with the two persons in between Q and T. Danto Mogulbeta, they have n number of possibilities, hence they left this one. Okay, hence for these type of questions, row arrangement or floor arrangement, we should always start from where? The maximum number of persons between, then you will get minimum possibilities. Here four persons in between. Now we should start with this four persons in between. Four persons in between whom? Four persons in between U and V. If U and V, four persons, if V is here, U will be here, one possibility. V here, U here, another possibility. Only two possibilities. Or else if you start with these two persons in between Q and T, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4, 5, 7 possibilities will be there. Okay? Four persons in between U and V. V lives on one of the floors above U. V is above U. Isn't it? In the examination is given between H and N. Here, between V and U. And this person lives on one of the floors above U. R lives immediately above S and U does not live on odd number floor. Fine. Next one more set. 41 to 45. చెప్పండి, చేస్తారా వేరే డిస్కస్ చేద్దామా? వస్తాయి, పేపర్స్ వస్తాయి. ఓకే, ఫోటో కాపీలో వస్తున్నాయి. 41 to 45. In another 15 minutes, the papers will be given to you. 41 to 45. As question numbers 41 to 45, how many persons are there? Again, 7 persons. A, B, C, D, E, F, and G lives on 7 floors. Number of floors above C is 1 lesser than the number of floors below F. Malli vachindani information. Number of floors above F is 1 lesser than the number of floors below F. If above F, if 1 is there, below this person, 2 will be there. Isn't it? Number of floors above C, if C there is 1, then below this one is how many? Below this C, there must be 2 floors. Number of floors above C is 1 lesser than the number of floors below F. Next one, there are 2 floors between D and F. 2 in between D and F. There is 1 floor between E and A. 2 in between these two, 1 in between E and A. E lives above A, that's already given. F lives on one of the floors above C. Neither E nor B lives on the bottom floor, the lower floor. 41 to 45. Yes, please raise your hands, those who have completed 41 to 45. Good. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sayal inka remaining. At exam center le adagara how many could able to complete this one. Okay? Will not have that much this one competition at that place. Then question numbers 41 to 45. Final arrangement is enough rather than solving the questions. 41 to 45. Coordinator. Yes, which one are you working? 41 to 45? చెప్పండి ఇంకా చేస్తున్నారు ఇది అయిపోయిందండి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తారా మరి మళ్ళీ కొత్త వాళ్ళు వచ్చేస్తున్నారు కొత్త స్టూడెంట్స్ ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్కి వచ్చేస్తారు మళ్ళీ వాళ్ళందరికీ పేపర్ పంచలేదు ఆఫీస్ గేట్ వేసేది as done. Shall we move to the next one? చెప్పండి అయిపోయిందా లేదు ఇంకా then what is order here? F B F B A D F B A D F B A D E C G is order. Check out whether you got this order or not. Check out the statements once again. Now first one, the number of floors above C. How many persons are above C? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 persons above C is one lesser than below F. Below F, 6. This 5 is one lesser than 6, isn't it? First statement valid. Next one, there are 2 floors between D and F. Between D and F, A and B are the 2 floors. 2 floors in between D and F. There is 1 floor between E and A. Between E and A, there is only 1 floor. Next one, E lives above A. E lives below A. And F lives on one of the floors above C. F is above C. And neither E nor B lives on the lower. Who is on the lowermost floor? G is on the lowermost floor. Clear? This is about 41 to 45. Next one, 46 to 50. One more set on this floor arrangement. 46 to 50. Now in this, how many persons are there? 7 girls. U, V, W, X, Y, Z and A live on 7 floors of a building. The ground floor is floor number 1, the floor above the first floor is second floor and so on till the 7th floor. Then what is other information here? 2 persons live between W and Y. In between W and Y, there are exactly 2 persons. 2 persons in between W and Y. Next one. And 4 persons between U and A. 4 between U and A. Next one, U lives on one of the floors above A. U is above A. And 4 in between U and A. Now we should start from this one only, taking about the possibilities. Possibilities by starting with whether you can be at the 7th floor or on the 6th floor, isn't it? Then U lives on one of the floors above A. Z lives on odd number floor above B. W lives on an odd number floor above floor 3. W above floor 3. 46 to 50. Done? Yes, please raise your hands to those who have completed. Good. Inka. Need some more time? As done the set. Yes, what is order 46 to 50? 46 to 50. W, U, X, fine. W, U, X. Next one, Y, Z. W, U, X. Yes, next one, Y, Z. Y, Z. Next one, V, A is order. W, U, X, Y, Z, V, A. Then check out the statements once again. 2 persons live between W and Y. How many are in between W and Y? 2 persons U and X. And 4 in between U and A. 4 in between U and A. Next one. U lives above A. Z lives on an odd number floor above V. Z above V. Odd number floor above V. And W lives on an odd number floor above 3. Isn't it? W on the 7th floor, which is above the floor 3. And this is the order. Okay? And in total, we have covered some 50 questions in this one. Please work out those models at least for 3 to 4 times. Okay? Before going to the examination. Then, sequence. Now, sir, here in this time, he has given only this number sequence rather than letters and symbols. Now this one, please do not try to write the entire sequence on a rough paper. Okay? Try to work out on the system itself, on the screen itself. Then, how many odd digits are there? Now the question is about what? Odd digits. How many odd digits are there? Now the question is about what? Odd digits. How many odd digits are there in the sequence which are immediately preceded by digit? Preceded by digit. Digit which is a perfect square. Odd preceded by a square. Isn't it? Odd preceded by what? Odd preceded by square. How many odd digits are there? Okay, which are immediately preceded by a perfect square. Now, sir, in this one, in the examination is clearly mentioned in the bracket. One should be considered as a square as well as a cube on its word. Okay? It is not his responsibility to provide that information, but well, he has given that information. Because some of we people will miss that information. Anagadan, one square and మనం మర్చిపోతాం చాలా వరకు. అందుకు వాడు క్లియర్ గా ఇచ్చాడు బ్రాకెట్ లో. Take one as a consider one as a perfect square. Okay? Hence odd and square. Odd and square, 3 is odd below preceded by square. Inga odd and square. First check out for squares. What are squares? 1, 4, 9. Only 3 digits. 1, 4 and 9 are the squares. Check out for 1, 4, 9 rather than checking out all the odd digits. 1, 4 and 9. 4 is here. Next one. Now here 4 is here. 1. Isn't it? Then what is your answer here? 1 is an odd digit preceded by 4. Isn't it? Hence it is a perfect square. Next one. And 6 and 1 it is not the answer. 4 and 8. 4 and 8 is not the answer. 1 and 9. Now 9 is an odd digit preceded by 1. 1 is a perfect square. Then anything else? 1, 4, 9. 4 and 6. This is also ruled out. Then 9 and 7. Odd digits. Check out here how much time we are wasting. Isn't it? This way he has given in the examination as well. Time waste of the Bhaga questions. Odd and square. Next one. Odd and square. Isn't it? Odd and square. This is again an odd and square. Next anything else? Then odd and square. Isn't it? Next one, odd and square. Is it possible? Not possible. Hence, how many are there? 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, more than 5. Fine. Time-taking questions. Though they seems to be very easy, but whereas it takes some time. And this is the reason why we have given the priority after those. Okay? After those what? After those sets, puzzles. Then, if all the odd digits are dropped from the sequence, which digit will be the 11th? 8th to the 11th digit from the left hand. 8th to the 11th from the left. 8th to the 11th from the left means 11 minus 8. That means 3rd from the left. 3rd from the left after removing all the odd digits. Okay? 4 is done. Then, if 1 is subtracted from all digits and 2 is added from all even digits in the given sequence, then which number will be 16th from the right hand? 16th from the right hand. Which element is 16th from the right hand? First check out the 16th element from the right hand. Then find out whether it is an odd digit or an even digit. Isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now whatever the 16th element is odd. Okay, if it is odd, 1 should be subtracted. As 1 is subtracted, it will be 0. That is done. Next one. With the positions of first and the 16th, second and 17th and so on, all the digits were interchanged. Then which digit will be 7th to the right of 19th from the right hand? 19 minus 7 is what? 12th from the right hand. Isn't it? 12th from the right hand. Is 12th from the right hand? That means what will be your 12th from the right hand? That is nothing but the 12th from the left hand. Because if you observe here, there were some 30 elements. 15 in the first half and 15 in the second half. Isn't it? Then 12th from this one. 4, 8, 12. 2 is the answer. Clear now? Follow up now. Now in total we have some 15 because 1 and 16, 2 and 17 is asking which implies then check out whether the elements are 30 or not. It is only possible when they are 30, isn't it? Hence first half is shifted to second half is shifted to first half. Then in this one, the 12th from the right hand. 12th from the right hand are nothing but the 4th from the right hand. Align this course. Then this is about question number 4. Next one, how many total even digits which are immediately preceded by a perfect cube as well as immediately followed by a perfect square? Even preceded by what? Cube as well as square. Even how many cubes are there? 2 cubes, 1 and 8, and followed by squares. What are squares? 1, 4 and 9. Check out for this possible. Even, then check out what is an even digit. Now even preceded by 1, 8 and 1, 4, 9. Even. This is even. This is even. This is even. This is even. Even preceded by 1 but not followed by a square. Next one, even. 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 Whatever this even preceded by square but not by a cube. Here, even preceded by what? Square, and this is cube. But we should get cube and a square, isn't it? Inkemunna cheppandi. Even this is square and this is square. Even cube and this is 6. Next one, 6, 6, 6, 8, 8, 8. Next, quick. 6 and 9. Now sir, even is 6 preceded by cube and followed by a square. Even, that's it. Hence only one such number is there. Okay, though the question seems to be easy, but as it is taking much time while solving because all the digits are either odd numbers or even digits, isn't it? Yes? Question number 4. 4 ఏమైందండి? If the positions of the first and the 16, second and 17, in total how many elements are there? Total number of sequence? 30 ఉన్నాయా? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. అంతే కదండి? 15 and 5 and 5 and 5, 15. Now what happens here? First and the 16th elements are interchanged. That means 7 is coming to this place. And next one, 4 is coming to this place. 3 is coming to this place and so on. And so on, 7, 4, 3, 5 and so on. Then what is the question here? If the positions of first and 6th and so on, which digit will be? Which digit will be what? Which digit will be 7th to the right of 7th element? 7th to the right of 7th to the right means 19 minus 7 is how much? 12th element. 12th element from the right hand. 12th element from the right hand is what? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 5 is done. Okay? Or 15, 14, 13, 12. 5 is done. Clear? Because you are counting from the right hand side. Fine. Clear now? Next one. In the remaining steps, can you work out this one? Remaining steps in the same. What all you are supposed to do is try to work out this one on the screen itself rather than writing it separately. And at the same time, this is how to represent the data because the data is given on squares and cubes. When within the digits 0 to 9, how many squares will be there? Only 3 squares. And cubes, only 2 cubes. Hence we should represent the data like this. Clear now? Then question number 6 to 10, this is for homework. 11 to 15 is again for homework, isn't it? And 16 to 20 as well. As many questions for you for homework. Then one individual question on coding and decoding is given. Now this is how it is given. Imagination not real, real flower available, books not available. Then what is the code for imagination? As it is given in the examination. చెప్పండి ఎలా చేస్తున్నాం? Has done this? చెప్పండి ఎంతసేపు? Question number 1. What is the answer to this? Now in this one also some other students are writing it separately. Okay? Please do not try to write this one separately on your paper. Now what is the question here? The question is about what? The question is about what? Imagination. Where is imagination? Imagination is here. Now if you observe here, not real, real flower, real flower. Which term is common? Real is common. What is the code here? 2, 4, 8 and 4. Hence 4 cannot be the answer. Isn't it? Next one, books not available. Then what is given here? Available. Available and available, which element is common? 6 and 9. 9 has gone. Isn't it? 9 has gone. Then what is left over here? Not. Then where is not here? Not is books not available. Books not available, not and not done. Then you are left with only 2 is done. Okay? Please do not try to again represent the data. Next one. Again in the same way. 7. Town environmental hot 153. The question is about what? Environment. Now we should eliminate town and hot. Town is here, isn't it? Hence 1 gone. Next one, what else is there? Hot is there. 3, 4, 7. 3 gone. 1 and 3 gone. Now we are left with 5. 5 is the code for environment. Clear now? Why I have given these type of questions? Because in order to practice this one on the screen itself. Ilana cheyali exam lo. Then question number 3. Same way quick. Ekkada nunchi meer cheyavalsinde. 3, 2, 7, 7, 8, 9. Then the code for what? The code for right. Right is the answer. 7, 8, 9. 7 is common, 9 is common, 8 is left over. Ekante. Ekkada nunchi inka adi kuda chudakodu. 7, 7 common, 9, 9 common, 8 is left over. 8 is the answer. Next one. Then what is the answer? 3, 4, 7. 7 is common, 3 and 3 is common. 4 is the answer. Okay, done? Then directions. Again 1 mark directions is given. Point A is 20 meters to the west of C. Question number 20 in directions. A is 20 meters to the west of what? A is 20 meters to the west of C. And B is 10 meters to the north of C. B is 10 meters to the north of C. B is 20 meters to the east of D. B is 20 meters to the east of D. Then in which direction is point A from D? A is in which direction from D? Southwest. Southwest is the answer. As it is given in the examination. No calculation. What is the distance? Then nothing has been asked. Or the only question is in which direction is he facing, or what is the position of this one with respect to the initial position. Very, very easy. You can easily solve this one. Then again, second one. Avi started from his school, walks 30 meters north, 30, then took a left turn and walks 20, left 20, next one, take right turn and walks 15, right 15, and finally, after he walks 30 meters, after he walks 30 meters towards east, 30 meters towards east, finally reached home. In which direction is Abi's school from his home? Abi's school is from which direction? South and west. Southwest is not. Clear now? Southwest. Because this is his school and this is his home. This is south and this is west. Southwest. Southwest is the answer. Next one, question number 3. Can you work out these 2 questions in the same way? And this is again very easily given. You can solve this one. Please do not leave this question as well. Then odd man out. This is where I could find most of the students have wasted the time. Easy ga unna question andi. Chala time waste chesaru. Why? Because as soon as they see the question of letters, they will replace the letters with the numbers. Mottam numberlతో నింపేస్తారండి. అవునా కదా? Now here, before entering into the examination itself, before half an hour they will enter into the examination, and at that time itself on the rough sheets they are filling this one A to Z, they are completely writing 1 to 2. It's not at all required. Is there any question based on those place values? Isn't it? It's not based on place. If those place values were there, then what will you do? Wherever there is a letter, we'll keep on writing those place values. Okay? Now sir, how to write down this one odd man out? 7, what is the answer? How to solve this? D, F, F, I, D. What is your answer? F. Now sir, D, F. Starting with the least one. D, E, F, G, H, I. That's it. This is how to count. D, E, F plus 2, G, H, I plus 3. Then that means we are moving from first letter to the third letter, third letter to the first letter to the second. Next again, P. Always start with the least one. If the least one is given from here, then the next highest, P, Q, R, S, T, U plus 2 plus 3. L, M, N, O, P, Q plus 2 plus H, I, J, K, L, M and R, S, T. This is plus 2, this is on. Okay, this is how to count these letters rather than writing the place values and again comparing the place values. Eppudu rayoddu. Okay, because most of the students have wasted 3 to 4 minutes on this one. First they are writing this one on the rough paper. Again they are replacing that one with the numbers, isn't it? Then they are comparing that one just for a single mark. Not at all. This is not that much worth at all. Okay, always count on your fingertips. A, B, C, D, E, F, M, N, O, P, Q, R, R, S, T, U, V, W, X. Plus twice these. Clear now? Next one. Question number 3. G, H, I, J, K, L, O, P, Q, R, S, T plus 5. Y, Z, A. This is done. Forget about the remaining, isn't it? Now the first 3, if these 2 are different and 1 is same, you can take this answer. Saripotunda leda? Saripoleda? G, H, I, J, K, L. Next one, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, V, W, X, Y, and A, B. Fourth option. Y is 4, V, W, H, S, I is for example. V, W, X, Y, A, B. V and Y plus 3 plus 2. G, E and E, F, G plus 2. Y, Z, A, O, P, Q, G, H, I, plus 4. Okay? Sorry, O and Q. O and Q, it is not O and T. G, H, I, J, K, L. P, Q, R, S, T. Z, A, B, C, D. We do what? W, X. X should be the letter. Here it is Y. Choice 4. Clear now? Please do not try to represent the letters with the place values. Then pairs of words. Chestar kada idi? Pair of words already. Then between already, how many such pairs of letters are there? Okay? Already. Then on the screen itself try to work out this rather than writing out separately. A, B, C, D, E, F. Next one, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. No letter more than this one, forget about this. E, no letter adjacent to this. A, that's it. Hence again in the reverse. Reverse it is D, E, F, G, H, I, and A, B, C, D. Is there any letter here? No letter is there. Why? Y, Z, A. You are not supposed to take that. We should stop at Z only. Okay, alphabetical sequence is from A to Z, and it is not in a cyclic order. Manchi question here. Okay, because most of the students can take that one as well. Now again in the digits also we should start at 9 rather than 10, 11 and so on. Okay, alphabetical sequence is from A to Z. Next one. Next in this one, second one, function F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M and so on. Can you work out this one or not? N and Y is one, and you can find out the another as well. Okay, and this is about pairs of words. ఇది కూడా మీరు ఈజీగా చేస్తారు. ఇది ఈజీగా చేస్తారంటే అర్థం ఏంటంటే you are not supposed to leave these type of questions. Okay, you should search for these type of questions whether it is given or not. Then set of words. ఇది ఒకటి బాగా కన్ఫ్యూజింగ్ ఇచ్చాడండి set of words. Okay, set of words as SOB, PIT, GUT, DEN, FAX are the 5 words given. Then if in the words all the letters are arranged in the alphabetical order from left to right, then how many words will remain unchanged in the new arrangement? Yes, question number 1, quick. Chappan em chestunaru? Whether everyone got the papers or not? Inka raled papers? Then only one. Which is that one? Now sir, if all the letters in each of the given words are arranged in the ascending order, alphabetical order, then how many words remain in the same place? And then how many words remain at the same place as it is without any change? And ela chesaru cheppandi, how you have solved this one? Please explain this. Cheppandi. Alphabetical order rasara first? Asalu avasaram unda manaki? Now sir, check out whether they are in the alphabetical order. B and this one, G, that's DEN. This is on. Okay, rather than writing them separately and arranging them, then also you will get the same answer. Now what is the question here? The question is about how many remain unchanged. Remain unchanged means they were not shifted at all. Then when will you get the answer? Only when all the letters are in the alphabetical order. Hence DEN is on. Okay, rather than writing it separately. Generally ఏం చేస్తామంటే అక్కడ అదంతా స్ట్రైక్ అవ్వదు మనకి, రాసేస్తాం. ఓకే, అలాంటివన్నీ కొద్దిగా తగ్గించుకోవాలి. Then if the first letter shifted next to the second letter. ఇంతకుముందు నేను చెప్పాను. First letter shifted to where? Shifted next to the second letter is nothing but the third letter. That means first and the third letters are interchanged. And the third letter shifted to previous to the second letter. That is nothing but the first letter. That means 1 and 3 are interchanged. Can be given like this. Simple గా ఇచ్చేయచ్చు. First and the third letters are interchanged. ఇచ్చేస్తే మీరు అందరూ చేస్తారు. అవునా కదా? Hence she has given this way. Then in all the words, how many meaningful words will be formed in the new arrangement? As how many new meaningful words can be formed? As TIPT, isn't it? TUG tug, isn't it? Other two words, tug and this one. If all these words, the first and the third are interchanged. And BOS bath, is it there? It is not there, isn't it? TIPT and TUG tug are the two words that can be formed. Next one. If in each of the given words, each of the consonants is changed to its previous letter and each vowel is changed to next letter, then how many words thus formed will at least one vowel appear? Okay? Then this is how the questions were given. A tricky type of question. Okay, if you have time, we can easily solve. But the only thing is, in that particular 20 minutes, whether we can able to solve this one or not. Okay, hence we must be very alert while working on these type of questions. Chestar kada? Please practice these questions, okay, at your home. And one more set, 6 to 10. After this 6 to 10, next coding and decoding. Earlier it used to be your favorite topic, but whereas this time it has become a nightmare to most of the students, isn't it? Happens. మరి వీళ్ళకి రావాలి కదా. Okay, next one, coding and decoding. Now in this coding and decoding, check out here. 1 minute. How to represent the data plays a very, very vital role in this. Because for each and every question we cannot keep on, okay, reading the data. Because the data will be in one page and the question will be in another page. We cannot keep on scrolling this one in your examination. Then how to represent the data? 7. Now symbol to digit. First element is a symbol. Now here first and first. Hence first and last. Write down like this. First element is symbol. I am writing symbol, representing symbol with S. And the last element is a number. Then what should be taken? Then interchange. Interchange. This is how to represent the data. Then next one. First element is even. And the last element is what? Symbol. Then what should be done? Then both are to be coded as the last element. Last element code. Last element code. That means the code of this symbol. Isn't it? The code of this symbol. Then if both the first and the last elements are symbols, symbol and symbol, then it is Z. Both the first and the third elements are odd. First and third. First is odd, third is odd. Then coded as A. This is what the information given. And then if the first and the third element are coded, then greater number is coded as 8. Greater number. Greater number is coded as means if this is greater, it is A. If this is greater, that means greater is A. Greater is A. This is how this was given. Okay. Then start working question numbers 1 to 5. First one, what is the answer here? First one, first element symbol. Either it can be these two. Last element is what? Number. Interchange the elements of these two. And the remaining, take as it is. Then next one. First and the last are symbol and symbol. Then this is Z and Z. Check out the remaining elements. Then third one, number and symbol. Number and symbol. This is the first one is odd. Second one is, third one is odd. First and third are odd. Greater is this one. This is A. And the remaining according to the table. Next one. 8 and percentage. Number and symbol. Even and symbol. Even and symbol. Last element code. What is the last element code here? Percentage code should be written for these two. Hence this is how, if you represent this one, you can definitely solve this one easily. Because for each and every question we cannot keep on scrolling, okay, from the front to the bottom. Next one. And this one is what? Symbol and even. Symbol and event, symbol and number. Interchange the codes for these. Clear now? Hence we have given it as the last priority because there are some questions which can definitely be a headache to you. Hence please try to solve at least 3 to 4 questions. 3 to 4 in this one, 3 to 4 in that set of numbers, and in the remaining 32. Okay? Hence by which you can easily solve at least 35 to 38 in this one itself. 32 is the minimum score and 36 can be possible. 32 to 36. And in the remaining number series, 4 questions. Next one, simplifications and pie chart. Not pie chart, DI, data interpretation. Okay? Now these are the questions for your practice. Papers. They will give the papers. Okay? As is explained, what are the priorities that are to be